Sports, joined by Matt Schneidman at The Athletic, Packers beat writer, and the Tundra podcast as well. We're here at Soldier Field. I guess it doesn't really seem like it because the press box is mighty small, but that is Chicagoland right outside, and we are here for quite a big matchup, Matt Schneidman.
Yeah, it's snowing right now. I don't know if it's going to stick. The first Packers-Bears playoff matchup in 15 years.
Crazy.
Third all-time between two of the oldest franchises. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
What first came to mind when you found out that it was going to be Packers-Bears playing each other in the playoffs?
Yeah. This is what you guys have to hear while we're doing this. I think what comes to mind is just how close these last two games between these two teams have been. At Lambeau Field, it was obviously Keyshawn Nixon's game-winning interception with the Bears driving to tie the game. My arm's already getting hurt. I should have
I'm holding this.
All right,
Don't worry.
Okay, fine.
I was going to say, we're already happy that you're holding this.
Second game, obviously, Packers had it in the bag, and then they collapsed at the end. So these two teams, I think, are pretty close. You can make the argument the Packers, that's an outrageous outfit that guy's wearing.
Can we flip? I don't know if we can flip in time. Let's try.
32 far down.
Oh, well, come on. We got the zoom. That is like half of a bear right there. That's what the Packers are looking to do with the Bears today.
I was just saying, I got distracted there. You can make the argument that the Packers have outplayed these guys for 118 out of 125 or so minutes this year. So I'm expecting another tight game. I was going to say my prediction, but we'll save that for the end.
I was going to say we can't give it all away at the top, right?
Exactly.
Well, let's jump right into first inactives, or who's in, who's out for the Packers. Zach Tom, the big inactive. I guess towards the start of the week, Matt LaFleur said what?
Right.
What were his exact words, and how did things change, and why Zach Tom is inactive today?
Yeah, well, he said he was expecting Zach Tom to play. And Zach Tom's obviously their best offensive lineman. Matt LaFleur called him their most consistent offensive lineman. He's the third highest paid right tackle in the NFL. Clearly, his knee was not responding well enough throughout the week. And to add to that, after the Minnesota game in Week 18, LaFleur said that Zach Tom would have played if it were a regular game in that game. So I'm not sure if there was a setback or something happened or it just wasn't responding the right way. But then Zach Tom gets the quote-unquote rest day on Thursday for practice, and here we are, and he's inactive. So I would think that means Jordan Morgan starts at right tackle. And, fans feel how they feel about him, but it's a big chance for the second year former first-round pick to step up in a really big moment.
How does that change things for your maybe approach of this game with them not having Zach Tom? Does it sway it much or no?
Not really. I mean, Zach Tom's a phenomenal pass protector and run blocker. He even though he only played 12 games, I think he's still got 7 votes to be on the All-Pro second team. That's just how good he is. Jordan Love, it might mean he has less time in the pocket, especially coming from his strong side. I would anticipate the Bears lining up maybe their best edge rusher in Montez Sweat over Jordan Morgan if he starts. Darian Kinnard could start. They'll let us know in a couple minutes here when they come out for warm-ups. But it just makes it harder to run the ball and to throw the ball because Jordan Morgan is not the right tackle that Zach Tom is.
Yeah. Well, speaking of run the football, we talked to Josh Jacobs this week, and he said that he is feeling the healthiest that he has in weeks. How huge is that going into this game? And I know the line has had its myriad of issues this season with guys cycling in and out, but do you think that we could see him make an impact in this game today, a fully healthy Josh
Absolutely,
Jacobs?
And I don't know if he'll be fully healthy until the offseast, but
as
he told
healthy
us
as possible,
right,
I
exactly.
should say,
As fresh as he's felt in 6 weeks, he said.
Yeah.
So last time these two teams played, I don't think Josh Jacobs played after that fumble he had in the low red zone. Then I think he only had 4 carries the next week against the Ravens. A healthy and refreshed Josh Jacobs is huge because the Bears were 27th in run defense this year. If the Packers can run the ball with Josh Jacobs and control the clock, I think they have a good shot tonight.
What do you think, though, on the flip side of that when you talk about the Bears' run game? It's been 138 yards, I think, in the first meeting, 150 yards in the second meeting. Do you think that trend continues in this third meeting?
Yeah, I think the Packers, without Micah Parsons and Devontae Wyatt, are a much more vulnerable run defense. And I know they didn't play as poorly against these guys in Week 16 as they did against the Ravens the next week, but they still allowed something like 4.9 yards per carry on 20-something rushes, I think. I don't have the stat right in front of me, but...
You don't know everything?
No, I don't. My head's massive, and I still can't fit that stat inside it.
But you know a lot, and you bring a lot.
Well, thank you. That's an area that I'd be concerned with if I'm the Packers tonight. With Swift and Monungai, it's not the explosive runs.
Yeah.
It's the 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 4 that just keep the Packers defense on the field, tire them out. Just like I see your arms getting tired out because you just switched. So we could wrap it up here if you want.
Well, okay, I have one last thing, and then we'll get to our prediction and wrap it up. So that way you can go out there and see kind of what guys
If
that are
Trayvon
getting
Diggs is
yeah,
starting,
exactly what that looks like. I'm curious in your mind, who do you think has more pressure going into this game as far as the head coaches? Would you go, well, I was going to say head coaches in Matt LaFleur or Ben Johnson because of the success Ben Johnson has found in his first season as a head coach, and this would be obviously a huge win, but also Matt LaFleur in that, there's talk of that seat's getting a little warm, they're on this 4-game losing streak going in, and it's the Bears, of course. So.
I think it's undoubtedly Matt LaFleur. I think Ben Johnson has accelerated this quote-unquote rebuild in Chicago, and I think Chicago's kind of playing with house money. If they lost shorts to the Packers, but making the playoffs, the turnaround they've had winning the North is remarkable in his first year. Matt LaFleur, it's like, okay, you're going to have talks.
Hello. Wait, oh my gosh, can we get you on our live stream? Oh, I'm very zoomed in. How long did that face paint take?
Oh, 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
Oh my gosh, what a fit though. Only in Chicago, right?
Bear down, baby.
Oh boy. Do you think we could ever find a Packers equivalent of
Kinda
that?
scared
Like
me
a
right
like a
there.
full a cheese?
I'm sure there's someone out there. Back to what I was saying, I lost my train of thought there.
The pressure on
I think Matt
yeah.
LaFleur has far more pressure. I don't know. I'll put it like this. I don't know how much tonight's result will impact what Ed Policy does, but I think it'll impact it in some regard. I don't think Matt LaFleur is coaching for his job strictly based on this game, but it's part of the full evaluation that Ed Policy has to make this offseason.
Right.
So I definitely think it's Matt LaFleur, absolutely.
Yeah, because him and Brian Gutekunst both going into
Yeah.
the next season is the last year of their
Correct.
contracts too, so it'll be interesting. Let's get into predictions, Matt
right.
Schneidman. I don't know about you, but I've been going so back and forth all week long.
Yeah.
You want to go first? You need me?
I make predictions on Mondays for my show, and
Okay.
I have to stick with it throughout the week. So
Well, there you go.
27-24 Packers. I just think
That's what I was gonna say. Okay, well now I gotta
no,
rethink it.
stick with it.
Okay.
We have the same one. I just think the Packers are the better team.
Yeah.
Zach Tom doesn't change my prediction too much. The Bears do get back Burden and Odunze, who they didn't have last time these two teams played, so that'll be tough. But I think Jordan Love in a, full. I guess Dontavian Wicks is hurt, but you have Christian Watson, which you didn't have last postseason, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, Josh Jacobs is fresh. I just think the offense is able to do enough to win this game by a couple points.
All right, you said 27-24. I'll go 24-21.
Okay.
So I'll still make it a 3-point spread, and we'll do that. So it's time to go watch some playoff football.
Let's do
We'll
it.
see if the Packers can beat the Bears in this wildcard matchup and move on in the postseason in hopes of trying to bring home the Lombardi Trophy. We'll see. But thanks, guys, for tuning in, and we will have all your post-game action covered on
Fox 11.
Fox 11 in the morning, though, since this is a later game. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We appreciate it, and appreciate Matt Schneidman.
Oh,
as always.
anytime.
Yes, thanks.